All right, what's up, family? We're going to do this video here. We're going to title this 3 simple words. Talking about you. 3 simple words, and that is let them talk. You get what I'm saying when I say that? Let them talk. You ever wonder and you think about when you're doing everything right, you got those so-called, yes, those so-called friends, you got those co-workers, so-called friendly co-workers, and unfortunately, yes, those family members that sometimes all that you're doing, you find out through the grapevine, they're talking about you in such an adverse way. And you're like, what the heck is that all about? You know what I'm telling you that's really about? Because you're winning. Isn't that crazy? Because you're winning, it bothers them. It bothers them that, wow, we came from the same place. We from the same parents. We lived in the same neighborhood. We work at the same job. And when they fail, somehow you found a way to achieve success. You found a way to make goals for yourself and make it happen. You're winning. You understand what I'm saying? When you find out how to win, it bothers them. It makes them what you would call an antagonist. That could be the word of the day. Antagonist. What does the word antagonist mean? You know, a person that is hateful, a person that hostile towards you, you know, spreading gossip, bad vibes. You know, this is an antagonist. You know, it's like you say left, they say right. You say up, they say down. They want to go against a person that speaks ill towards you or about you. And you say to yourself, what the heck did I do to them? You know what you did to them? You achieved success. That's what you did. You see, you didn't do nothing to them personally. But a lot of times, it really hurts that person when they know y'all came from the same place, right? And they even, how many times y'all heard these exact words? You done started a goal of yours. And you done achieved some success. You just started it, right? And one of your so-called friends, family member, whoever, they say, hey, you can't do that. I'm telling you, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. And you're like, what are you talking about? I already started. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's good in the beginning, but I'm telling you, it's not going to work. You know why they talking like that? Because they couldn't do it. And because they couldn't do it, they want to tell you, you can't do it. But see, you're not like them. You know, like this song, they not like us. They not like us, right? Hey, I'm not like you. See, when they couldn't find a way, somehow you found a way. And in most cases, know how your way was? Just determination and discipline. See, that's where they probably was lacking. It ain't that they couldn't do it. They didn't have the discipline that you had. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got up early. You put in the extra hours. You did research. See, they didn't do that. See, so they telling you, oh, it's impossible. I'm telling you, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. But then when you actually make it work, that's when it gets them. Because now it makes them sit back like such a strong antagonist. Because they sitting there saying, man, I can't believe this joker did that. Man, see, instead of them being happy for you, like I said, title of the video, let them talk. You would think that they'll be talking about you in a positive way, but instead, they talking about you in an adverse way, a negative way, and they can't wait to get other family members and friends around, and they hope they jump on their side too. Now they isn't it amazing? Now they all sitting at the family meeting or whatever, and the most common denominator that their subject that they talking about is you. Isn't that amazing? That shows just how powerful you are. That it's like, you mean to tell me they all sitting around talking about me all the time? I mean, they ain't talking about nothing productive, but they talking about me. And I ain't did nothing to none of them, right? You ever notice, think about how many of y'all, you moved to another town, another state, and you got certain family members or whatever, right? They have never paid you a visit. Don't you say to yourself, wow, they ain't never paid me. I've known people who have lived here, traveled a bunch of miles to go to their family members' function. Now remember, they live here. They traveled 30, 60 miles, 70 miles to go to their family function. But now when the reversal is over, now they're having something. See, you drove to their stuff. But now you're having stuff. You invite them to come to your stuff. No, this person tell this person, nah, man, that's too far to drive, man. That's why we didn't make it, man. It was too far to come to your house. What do you mean it's too far? It's the exact amount of miles that I had to drive to yours that you would have to drive to mine. It's the same amount of input. It's the same amount of respect. But see, they don't want to give that respect. You know why? See, they don't want to come to your house because I seen you post a picture of your house. I see the neighborhood you live. Grandma and Uncle Joe done told me you got a real nice house. They hate to hear that you got nice things. You're winning. Remember what I said? You're winning. They don't like it. As crazy as it may sound, they don't like to hear that you're winning. So they'll come up with every excuse. Oh, no, I can't make it, man. I'm going to be busy. But you came to this. You see what I'm saying? Now see, Granddaddy, Uncle Joe, they talk about you too. But they got maturity on their side and life learned lessons. See, Uncle Joe and Aunt Francine, see, they talk about you too. Aunt Maria, they talk about you too, but they talk about you in a positive way. Remember how your cousin or whoever, they said, man, you ain't gonna be able to do that. I'm telling you, it ain't gonna work, it ain't work. See, Uncle Joe don't talk like that. He talking the way, he say, guess what? Man, I never thought that boy was gonna be able to make that happen. I'll tell you, I remember I tried that back in the day. It just didn't work for me. But boy, I'm so proud of that boy. He did it. He actually did it. Boy, I'm so proud of that. My nephew. He's doing good for himself. I'm proud of that boy. See, that's how Aunt Marie would talk too. She was like, I tell you, man, I remember my daughter tried that. She just couldn't make it for nothing. She tried everything, just wouldn't work. But boy, look at my niece. She put that hard work in. She made it happen. Ooh, I'm so proud of her. I didn't think it was possible. I didn't think it was possible for her, but she did it. She actually did. Man, she make all of us proud. Yeah, the positive ones. You see what I'm saying? It's amazing how you will get, so don't be discouraged. All right, yo, I tell you what, watch this. I'm gonna give you a perfect example of an antagonist. Now, a lot of y'all heard this story, and there's a few of y'all that haven't. Y'all remember the story that Charlie Murphy, Eddie Murphy brother. Remember that iconic story of an antagonist that he told the story about his brother when he used to bodyguard for his brother. Remember, it went like this. I'll play it out for y'all. It went like this. He said his brother was the type at the height of his career, if he would go into a restaurant, a club or whatever, he would drain the place. Everybody wanted to be with him because he was so popular. He said, man, on this particular day, they had went into a restaurant. And he said when they went in the restaurant, they sat down, they went there to get something to eat. And he said it was a very popular football player by the name of Dow. He said he was paralyzed from the neck down, couldn't move nothing. And he said the dude was in a chair like this. He couldn't move nothing but his head and his mouth. He said when they walked in, he said, but that dude had other females with him because he was popular. He said, even though he had other females with him, when Eddie and them walked in, he said the dude down that was paralyzed was all the way at the other table saying stuff like this. Man, forget Eddie. He wasn't saying forget. He was actually saying F him. He's like, man, F Eddie. Man, forget Eddie. I got money. Man, forget Eddie, man. Man, he ain't that funny anyway. He ain't that funny. I ain't like 48 hours anyway. And so Charlie Murphy, he said, he went over, he said, nah, man, let me go handle this, man. You know what I'm saying? This guy over there still over there popping. So he said he went over to the dude and he was like, hey, yo, man, what's your problem, man? You know what I'm saying? Yo, we over here trying to have a good meal and you over here running your mouth the whole time. He said, listen, while he trying to talk to him, he just said the dude was like, nah, F that, man, because he was really mad because the girls was giving Eddie and them more attention than they was giving him before they walked in. So he said, Charlie said, he said to the guy, hey, listen, if I had to come over here one more time, you know what I'm saying? Evidently, the only thing on your body that's working is your mouth. So I tell you what, if I come over here one more time, I'm going to stomp your mouth, all right? So I advise you, shut the up, and I'm going to go back over here and chill. You understand what I'm saying? So he said he went back over to his brother and them, and he said, Eddie was like, yo, come on, man, what did you just do? He said, nah, man, you know what I'm saying? We're over here trying to eat, and this guy keep over here popping shh. So I told him I'm going to stomp his mouth if I have to come back over here again. See, but that's what you would call an antagonist. Now, I'm sure someone say, man, that was effed up how he did that. But this was a guy who really loved his brother. I understood it. It was like, yo, there's no reason. Why are you being an antagonist? Man, we here to have a good time just like you here to have a good time. But you keep being an antagonist, hateful. You keep being hostile towards us and we ain't did nothing to you. Man, Charlie Murphy had me cracking up with that. Like, Yo, man, still gonna keep popping every time. You know what I'm saying? Just I told him to stomp your mouth, since that's the only thing working. You know what I'm saying? That's an antagonist. Think about it, folks. When you hear people, like I said, the title of the video, let them talk. When you're hearing all this negative stuff about you, what you need to do is, for one, don't let that bother you. That beautiful house you live in, that nice neighborhood you live in, that bank account that's flourishing, your credit that's looking wonderful, the travel, all your stamps on your passport, they're looking beautiful. Think about it. Everything you're doing is positive and working out great, right? You're winning. Keep doing what you're doing. And let them keep talking about you. Because guess what? You giving them things to talk about. Eventually, that's going to be, isn't it amazing? The same people that are doing all this talking about you, it'll be down the line, they're going to need your help. Isn't that crazy? They're going to need your help. And they're going to come to you and it's going to say something like this. Hey, Teresa, look, I was trying to get a job because I know you at that job. You think you could put a good word in for me to get a job at your job? What? Like Westbrook. Remember what Westbrook said? What?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Like, you want me to put a word in for you to work at my job? I got to see you all the time. Wait a minute. When you doing all this talking ill about me, you were such an antagonist about everything that I do. You antagonize everything I do, right? But you want me to put a good word. Are you crazy? See? Or they might come to you, hey, Teresa, hey, Ty, could you do me a favor? Yo, I'm filling out this application for this job. Could I use you as a reference?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Why you want to use me as a reference? You always an antagonist against everything I do. Why you want to use me as a reference? I'm going to tell you why they want to use you as a reference. They may have been an antagonist towards you, always speaking ill towards you, hostility towards you, but they know they full of crap. Because if they didn't know they was full of crap, why he want to use you as a reference? Because he know your stuff is good. They know everything about you is you're winning. See? So that's why he want you as a reference. Because if you were so bad, all the nonsense that they say about you, you wouldn't want to use him as a reference. It's just amazing. So what I would say, instead of making this long, because y'all know what I'm talking about, we could make all kind of stories. Like I said, you're winning. Another thing I would highly encourage, and I said this many times before, it's amazing how these be same friends and family that come to you and say silly stuff. The ones that was an antagonist towards you, they say, hey, listen, I'm trying to get this car. I'm trying to get this apartment. Could I use you to co-sign, as a co-signer? What? Remember I told you with Westbrook? What?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Can you use me as a co-signer? What? You're the same one always running your mouth talking ill about me, right? You was an antagonist towards me, right? Now you want me to be a co-sign? Listen, I would tell anybody out there, don't co-sign for nobody for nothing. The moment, do you realize the moment you co-sign for people for stuff, that's the moment that they become irresponsible. Because in their head, they're saying, man, I ain't got to worry about that car, whatever. If they're going to come repo it. It ain't in my name. He the co-signer, she the co-signer. I ain't worried about it. Ain't that ill? That's messed up. You go, wait a minute, so I helped you out. And your response is, so? Nah, don't co-sign for nobody for nothing. I'm telling you, that's going to be the day that you're going to be like, man, this is what I get for helping you out. You know what I'm saying?
See, in most cases, red flags are right in front of your faces.
Great point.
And guess what? There are good people out there that just like the winners.
Mm-hmm.
Those you have to pay more attention so you know where you can hang out with and who you don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's my opinion.
Yeah. Great point. So instead of making this extra long, because y'all know I could add so many things, but we want to keep it short and informative. What I would say in closing, keep winning. You're a winner and keep winning. I don't want to put out negative videos, but you're a winner, keep winning. One thing I would definitely add to that, keep winning, don't backtrack. Don't backtrack. And when I say don't backtrack, remember, y'all heard this statement before. Let sleeping dogs sleep, or how do it go? Let sleeping dogs lie. What that statement means, even though you heard it, meaning let it be. They want to talk, let them talk. Eventually they'll need you, or you just keep winning. Because what that statement means when it says let sleeping dogs lie is that when a dog is sleeping, let him lie. Because when you go back, when you backtrack, and you try to help that family out, just like the statement, when you backtrack, what it means is you're going to wake up some animosity, antagonist. You're going to wake up some bad vibes, arguments that was sleep. that was out of your life. You're going to wake it up and disturb it. And now you're going to be like, man, I should have left it alone. Let sleeping dogs lie. Because you understand what I'm saying? When you go back and you try to work something out with someone who's done nothing but gave you bad, negative vibes, always said negative stuff about you, right? This the one, let sleeping dogs lie. You don't want to be the one down that tried to fix that, and all you did was woke up someone that made it worse, and now you're like, damn it, I should have left that alone. Think about it. You ever seen a dog actually sleeping? Just actually sleeping. If you go over there because you think it's funny, you want to wake the dog up. You know what the dog do? The dog like, you might be walking later on in the day and the dog just barks like, because the dog don't have a sense of humor like us. The dog's like, man, what the heck you disturbing me while I'm sleeping, man? That's how that dog feels. That's why they say let sleeping dogs lie. Because when you disturb them when they deep in their sleep by yelling or something, it makes them real cranky. And that's how it is with those people. Hey, you're winning. Keep winning. Let sleeping dogs lie. Sometimes those sleeping dogs are our families. Sometimes our so-called friends, co-workers. Let them be. You keep winning. Peace.